Hey, y'all. Welcome back. Episode 24 of season 2. Holy crap, we're at episode 76 in total. Can't believe we're still doing this a year and a half later, which is fantastic. Tonight, we bring on our basketball guru and everyone's favorite Duke fan, Cyrus. And then we bring on the betting guru in Noel, Kevin's cousin. So I don't like either of them tonight because they're both Duke fans, and Noel decides to wear this ugly blue color.
You're literally outnumbered with 3 Duke
you're
fans.
You are not a Duke fan. Shut it. You are a
I am a
Kentucky
Duke fan.
You said you were a Kentucky fan.
I am a Duke fan and a Kentucky fan.
Oh God, you are such a like a bandwagoner.
We can't have any hot takes like Kevin's been giving the last couple of weeks. I swear to God, if he doesn't do hot takes.
Wait, hold on. What other hot takes have you had a problem with?
Oh my.
Well, we definitely had a problem with your Tim Tebow one.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That one you'll never.
Yeah, you'd never live that one down.
Live down.
Oh gosh. You know.
The two of them are here tonight because last night we got everything for March Madness is set up. We had Selection Sunday. We have a lot of basketball literally starting. I want to say it's Wednesday and Thursday is the 2 play-in games.
Yeah, Wednesday and no.
Tuesday and Wednesday is the plan.
Is it Tuesday, Wednesday? Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is like the first actual day.
I believe West Virginia is the actual first game of the tournament.
Yes.
Let's go.
12:15 on CBS. West Virginia 9 seed versus University of Maryland, the 8 seed.
I better not have a meeting at that time. I'm gonna be so pissed.
I am off that day, so I'm gonna enjoy the madness as it shows out. I'm excited. One of my favorite times of year. I love being able to track all the teams and being able to watch them. I know Cyrus, you're the same. Noel, you're the same. So this is a big time. So I'm excited to have you guys on. Me and Merritt have literally been talking about when March Madness comes, we have to get Cyrus and Noel on so we can have them talk it out because the basketball expertise in the room has gone up significantly with the two of you in here. So we appreciate y'all joining us.
Oh boy. Well, before we get into basketball, Kevin and I were also talking about this outside during a group text going, this will probably be a basketball and NFL talk all night. So hopefully y'all had some coffee or an energy drink because we might be here for a few hours with all the craziness that's been going on. But we'll start off with some of the news coming out from the NBA and my Celtics. They are losing their head assistant coach. Damian Stoudemire is now going to be the head coach at Georgia Tech after agreeing to a 5-year deal.
You mean Damon Stoudemire?
That's what I said. I said Damon Stoudemire.
Oh, I thought you said Damian. I'm sorry. My apologies.
It's okay. There's another take for Kevin. Nothing can go right.
Well, don't say that. Watch, then this computer's gonna blow up, and then it's gonna be
stop.
Like...
I watched that episode the other day.
That would be funny, but no. He's leaving with 14 games left in the regular season and the playoff run. Happy for him because he's a phenomenal coach, but it just really sucks for the Celtics to lose him at this time. But hey, move on to a good opportunity, and hopefully he can resurrect the Georgia Tech team that for the past feel like 20 years has been abysmal. Besides a couple teams here and there, it's been consistent.
It's definitely going to be tough because I mean that talent pool that they had coming out of NGA is going everywhere else. They didn't want to come to Georgia Tech, so hopefully he can get some homegrown talent back there. So,
yep.
Where did Damon Stoudemire go to? Georgia Tech?
No, he went to Arizona.
That's right. He went to Arizona. I thought there was a connection there, but shout out to him getting an opportunity to coach. I know he's been everywhere in the NBA, like being an assistant. So it's really nice to see him get his crack at a head coaching job. I think, nowadays, this is kind of the trend, like at least for the 4 of us in here. our players that we enjoyed watching when we were younger are now these guys that are taking over coaching jobs, which is cool because he's a guy. If you're a person that wants to go to the NBA, Damon Stoudemire was a star in the NBA. I'm pretty sure he won Rookie of the Year when he came out. And he had a successful career. He didn't get any rings, but you could say how long he lasted. He had a good career. So kudos to him. Sucks for the Celtics to lose him this late, like Merritt said. But I think the Celtics are such a well-oiled machine when it comes to that organization that I think that they'll just be perfectly fine. It should be next man step up.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, I think they would, where they could lose it at is like playoff time, because Missoula didn't play actually in the NBA. He didn't. I mean, he might have had a cup of coffee, but he hasn't really played in the NBA. I mean, so to have those guys on staff is probably the best thing in the world to do, because then when playoff time happens, there's a lot of saying, "Here's exactly what you're looking for. Here's what can happen. Here's what we got to play for."
I'll say that's true to a point. He's been an assistant in the NBA. You know, Missoula's been in the NBA for nearly 6 years or so, 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he understands playoff basketball. He also was the head assistant underneath Udoka last year with Damon. So he already has that backing there. I think come the playoffs, I think you'll see a lot of changes in how he runs it. Down the stretch is going to be a big thing too. I think they're on a nice 2-game winning streak now. Thank God they won something. But it just sucks to lose a very good coach at this point in the season. It does definitely sucks, but Damon has to get down there because he needs to figure out recruits and see who's going to stay on the team.
Yes.
Good luck. Another news for the U.S. men's soccer team, and I know not many of us over here pay attention. I do because I like soccer. There was the investigation into Berhalter, who is a former coach. He can still come back and be the coach of the U.S. men's soccer. He was a coach for the last World Cup. Between him and the Reina family, because of treatment towards their son, basically they came out and said, well, we have an accusation against Berhalter. He kicked the shit out of his girlfriend at the time and now his wife, back in 1992, over 30 years ago. They just brought the story up. The team investigated and basically told the Reina family that there's nothing that they can do because Berhalter has been extremely upfront about everything. He and his wife had the same exact story, collaborated all of it. He took the precautions and took the necessary steps to get better and to get to a point where nothing like this would ever happen again. So did his wife. And they've lived happily ever after since. So we're good. They just did it because they did not like how their son was being treated on the soccer team at that time. All I have to say is get over it. He didn't play because he was a 19-year-old kid that was making some mistakes that, you know what, the coach called him out for and players called him out for. So deal with it and move on. And don't try to drag someone else's name through the mud.
I hate when people do that.
The investigation literally was like, oh yeah, so U.S. men's soccer, you guys need to have like more stringent rules on parental involvement and how like this is going on, because this should never have occurred. They should never have listened to the Reina family during the World Cup saying that there's accusations when the U.S. men's soccer team had no right to actually look into it because there's no police report. Berhalter was very upfront about everything. Told him, they said in the report, the next day after the incident, he went to his head coach at University of North Carolina at the time, told him what happened. I don't know what happened after that for him, if he was suspended from the team, most likely, but he went the next day after telling his coach to go get help. Pretty sure that's a smart kid at the time. And
yeah, I mean, I would tell you this. Like, Kevin's heard me say this a couple times. I don't think Mary's heard me say it too. At some point in time, the participation trophy method has to get out of your head. At some point in time, it becomes you have to earn it. It's just no way around it. Like, you got to earn it. Sorry, you can't find a job outside doing what you got a degree in. Tough luck. Go find. You got to go find. Like, nobody's going to hand you a job anymore. It just doesn't work that way. We don't. There's no daddy ball here. There's no. You know what? Happy you played. We'll just give you a trophy. No, we don't. No. Once it gets to a certain point, you just got to go. Just gotta go with it.
Very much agree with that. And now, which we'll probably now talk about for the next 25, 30 minutes, maybe hour.
Wait.
What?
Before you talk about, we have another sport that we don't really talk about that should probably be talked about.
Which one?
So, 21-year-old
You didn't write it.
Nicaraguan pitcher Duke Hebert struck out Juan Soto, Julio Rodriguez, and Rafael Devers, and immediately signed a minor league deal with the Detroit Tigers. That's pretty dope. I just need to throw that out there.
Did you also see that the U.S. men's team, I think they lost to Mexico?
Yeah, it was like 11-5 or something.
Yeah, they got their asses kicked. And then there's another one, Ohtani, who's like, Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Got struck out by a plumber from the Czech Republic.
That's friggin' awesome.
Dude, they've done like a TikTok.
Not my goat.
Oh, okay, Noel. Sure. That now is going on Instagram. Bam. But no, they went through like meeting all these players for the other teams. None of them, besides like the US and some players throughout the system, are actual professional baseball players. There's plumbers, there's salesmen, there's all these people that are like, yeah, I play baseball, but it's not my job. I'm like, I want to see people like that in all these sports. And like this kind of thing, where it's not the professional baseball players. I want to see the guys that are like us, who have a day-to-day job, who are taking the time to go play in this tournament for their country, for fun, and just get out of it. Like, I think that'd be cool. We would probably suck, but
yes,
you never know.
I don't think so. We've got enough. I think we've got enough baseball players that aren't to have like regular paying jobs that be able to do it. What do you think, Noel?
What?
He's working. Noel's working down there.
Yeah, technically, I mean, sports are on, so I am kind of working. But
I know. I got the Mavericks game on behind me, and they're losing. They've lost 7. They've only won 6 games with Kyrie, and the Nets have won 7 without Kyrie.
Let's not get on that subject. We can be on there all night long. Let's not get.
Yeah, that's true. We hear all.
I'm not. No. I'm literally. It was the only thing I was going to say. Okay, so I want to talk about this, but I also know that we'll get dragged through the mud and stuck in this little segment because it's about the NFL and the craziness that's literally occurred in the past 48, 72 hours. So let's go through the normal stuff and then we'll bounce back to NFL and jump into March Madness. You cool with that, Kevin? All right. So the only update I have for football or West Virginia basketball is we going dancing. Both teams are going dancing.
Yes, men and women.
The girls play Arizona.
Be a little more excited, Cyrus. Come on. Jeez.
You know what, Cyrus? You're not invited to the trip.
Oh my gosh!
I'm kidding.
Do that.
By the way, I did place my order for season tickets, so I have.
Hey, hold on, wait. Let's me do a Zoom reaction.
Wait,
hold on.
God.
Can I do one?
Oh,
no, actually, yes, we'll do a little heart.
Oh, that's so cute. Kevin has a heart. Oh God, you're gonna keep it up there the whole podcast, probably.
No.
He doesn't know how to take it off. It's like, what do I do? Yep,
maybe
it's still there.
Yep, I raised my hand too.
What are you?
I'm just,
You're
having
like,
some fun.
oh boy. Yeah, so both teams are going dancing. The guys are a 9 seed playing Maryland. And then the girls are a 10 seed playing Arizona, I believe. So
Yep.
fingers are crossed that both teams make it out of the first round. But we'll see. From all the reports from like the head coaches that have played against both teams, they are saying basically anyone that's going to play against them, they're going to have a dogfight. So I'm cool with that either way. I want to see what we can do.
Well, and honestly, that's what you want, right? At this point in time in the year, that's what you want. I mean, especially with the year you guys that West Virginia has had, that's what you want. I mean, you just got to put up a fight. I mean, that's basically it. You just got to put up a fight and hope that you can get out of the first weekend. You know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we were to get out of the first weekend, like I would consider a season a huge success, especially with the fact of the amount of turnover we had from the previous year. I would take, even if we just win against Maryland and get blown out by Alabama, like I would still consider the season a success, just the way how the season went down and how we had to pretty much recover from only bringing back like 6 players. So
I have to say this has been a successful season just for the simple fact they made the tournament. They didn't even make any tournaments. They didn't get any invites last year to any of the postseason tournaments. This year they're going dancing.
They didn't do the NIT last year?
They didn't get invited. We weren't good enough. They didn't get invited. The NIT there's like one other.
The CBI.
The CBI, and then I think there might be one more, and none of them invited them because they were so bad.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just not a good look back last year, but this year, having a winning record, making a decent run in the Big 12 tournament, besides getting thumped by Kansas, and then getting a number 9 seed, I'll take that as a win. You're a top 64 team in the country. It's all that matters, in my opinion. And Pitt is having to be a playing game, and I hope they lose.
Me too.
Suck.
Fuck Pitt.
Yes. Eat shit. All right. Jump to the next part. Kevin, because I made my horrible guess on who you're wearing tonight. Can you tell us what West Virginia player you are wearing?
So this isn't really technically a player. This is an old women's West Virginia game-worn basketball jersey. As you can see, because it's so snug on me, it's a size large from the early 2000s. But so this was from, if you guys listen, well, you actually haven't because it hasn't came out yet. 2 episodes ago, I mentioned,
throwing shade.
No, it's not. It's just telling the truth. Love you, Andrew. But so I wore another jersey when Merritt wasn't here. And I talked about that. I got them at a gear sale from the Mountaineer Athletic Club, and I volunteered as a helper at being part of the sport management club at school. Pretty much, the way I got it is, people were allowed to purchase them, but when everybody left and the gear sale was over, the person that was running the gear sale at the time, he just pretty much said, hey, just, thank you for your help. As a thank you, when I say go, if you can carry it with your 2 hands, it's yours.
I love it.
So pretty much I have like a bunch of these women's game worn jerseys. I had some shorts. I have like a shooting shirt. So if I turn around, like this says like Big East on it. So it has the old Big East logo on there. It has the American flag, which they had on the old jerseys.
Question, when was this? When did you do this sale?
This was in my senior year. So fall 2011. Yeah.
There's no way that they had those jerseys back then.
So this was worn pre us. So like this is like these were the jerseys that were worn before the ones when we were in school.
So, yeah, because I was gonna say that is definitely not Bianca's jersey.
Yeah. So literally, I have a bunch of these. I kind of am just gonna keep them forever. Like, if anything, Cyrus, you talked about me having a man cave. I'll just put all the jerseys like this in like a frame and like have it when when it comes to that time. But I was jerseys awesome. And if you were to use a player, I know Joe Mazzulla wore number 3 for one of his first years with W when he was a freshman. And then I forgot what
Oh,
ladies
I'm looking at it
wore
right
3.
now. For back in the day,
Probably you're thinking maybe at least early 2000s. You're maybe around like the Meg Bulger era.
oh, probably.
Yeah. So
When was she?
that's
Like 2004?
all around there, 2005, like right around when we were like graduating high school. So, but yeah, that's the story with my jersey. I thought I'd throw some W on before the madness, and of course, college episode. I know Noel's gonna tell us about his jersey. I figured Cyrus would award Duke stuff too, so we can
Thank
be
God he didn't.
gang up on merit because we're all Duke fans.
I would have. In all honesty, I would have. But I have a little bit of a superstitious thing when it comes to March Madness. I don't really wear my Duke gear.
Oh, okay.
Not because you wear it and you don't want to like be superstitious. So I tend to either wear it on the day that they play or the day after. I don't normally wear it
beforehand.
Yeah.
All right, so that is either a Kendra Goodley jersey.
Okay.
A Polly Muir jersey. And then let's go to just when we graduated from high school.
I wonder
3, Kendra Goodley. Most likely Kendra Goodley.
Shout out to you, Kendra. But Noel, I see you have some Duke blue on. I would love for you to tell us what jersey you are wearing.
All right, so as most of you know, I don't really buy real jerseys. I just buy all that $10 stuff from China because it looks just as good. So this one has this is a Tyus Jones jersey.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Shout out to your DH Gate life. Noel.
Especially since he's playing on TV right now. He's playing on he's playing on TV right now.
It's a commercial. He's not on TV yet.
Not yet.
Sorry. Too soon.
Yeah, this was what I believe the last national championship team. Yeah.
Yes,
I remember I was in college during that, and I was like super amped during that. I think I was in the basement of my dorm, and I didn't break the wall, but I punched the wall on a huge and one play. Yes. I think it was one of Tyus's trademark 4-point plays that like swung the game around. And they're like, "Yo, my friends are like, yo, he just punched the wall." I was like, "Yeah, but it's all brick, so I'm not breaking it. I might, if anything, I may have broken my own hand." We're all good. Didn't break anything. Dorm didn't break, so
that is absolutely incredible.
Oh my God. Awesome. Fucking nuts. That is so crazy. Oh, and I got my hat on.
Yes, your hat.
I got my
women's basketball.
Women's basketball, baby. Represent. Yes. Let's go, ladies.
I'm gonna have to get like another different type of hat next time we go.
Duh. That's just like a given.
Yeah, but which one am I gonna get though? I got the band one last time.
That's true. I'll probably get like lacrosse or something like that. Maybe I'll get soccer.
Women's soccer would be the one to get. They're the better team.
Or I get men's soccer for Shadow.
Well, true. Good.
Rest in peace.
Good to that.
All right. Now that we got through those little segments, we're going to talk about the craziness of the NFL offseason real quick. Holy mother of God. We still have no idea where Aaron Rodgers is going. After
did he come out the dark yet? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he came out the dark.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he came out already.
You never know with that guy.
He just keeps saying, "Oh, the decision's coming soon. Don't worry, you'll find out." Bro, shut the F up. No one cares anymore. You're just being annoying. Like, come on. Biggest name so far that I've seen is Jimmy G going to the Raiders. That was pretty big. They get their, a quarterback for the time being, which helps them out, which is kind of nice.
Contract's pretty good too compared.
Yeah, what
to most? It's 3 years. I think like just 30+ million guaranteed, 67 million total. So like
that's
only
pretty,
like that's like a 10 mil cap hit. So yeah, that's pretty solid.
yeah, and then Darnold's going to the 49ers.
Wait, who? Darnold?
Yeah.
Listen, he's just there as a backup.
Yeah,
he's just there as a backup, just in case, neither one of them, neither
Trey Lance ain't going to play down in the NFL.
Huh?
Trey Lance ain't going to play. He's a bust.
Don't let him talk you into that, Cyrus. Have a little more. Have confidence. Have confidence here too.
He doesn't. Brock Purdy's better.
No, all right. Look, let me, because I wasn't here for that episode. I'm just put this to rest now, right?
Go ahead, Cyrus.
I'm not saying that Brock Purdy is better than Trey Lance. The reason I can't say that is because I haven't seen both of them at the team at full strength. That's the problem. If you give them the team both of them at the team at full strength, and let them go at it, then I can make a judgment. I can't make a judgment when there's players out when Trey Lance starts. Okay, so
Trey Lance had a full healthy team besides Debo not being there.
No, but when he got hurt, what's name got the first string running back got hurt. I forget his name off the top of my head. Swear to God, I forgot his name. I'm bad.
Oh yeah,
he got hurt. He got hurt the first game. One of the linemen got dinged up. Then you had one of the linebacker. So like and I'm not sitting there saying that he stinks that badly, right? But hard to sit there and say when you're trying to be one of the better teams in the league, how to call plays when you don't have your best players, and that alone, you don't have your number one receiver. So it's just,
I'm still going to ride the train that Trey Lance.
You can say that. I'll be honest with you. You can say that.
I just like Purdy because he's literally came in and just balled out.
Listen, I like the guy too. I just don't. You did exactly what you did for Purdy as you did for Trey Lance. I think you get better. I think you get a better show. That's just me though.
Sorry, I'm laughing not at you, Cyrus. I'm reading like the ESPN list of like free agency moves. For some reason, the Broncos decided to give Jared Stidham a 2-year, $10 million deal. That makes me laugh. Kevin,
I thought the Team Tebow joke was good.
No, that's oh boy. You have to be happy, Kevin, though. You got yourself a solid corner to replace Joe Hayden.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I was very shocked that the Steelers got that move in. But it's one of those things. We like to get those guys on the tail end of their career. They still got something. Hopefully they can show it. It's just a matter of, one, can he stay healthy? And two, can he stay healthy?
Yeah, well, you also lost Cameron Sutton to Lions, so I guess that addresses the need there.
Who did they pick up as a cornerback?
Patrick Peterson.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, he probably could convert to a safety at this point in his career.
Yeah, but they have solid safeties over there, so they'd want him to be.
But their scheme is they always have at least 3 safeties on the field. Pittsburgh has always been that hybrid team where they always have that sort of maybe 2 or 3 safeties, or they have a guy that they sit down in the box and then rotate one, going the guy over top. So it's a good possibility.
Yeah, I mean, with him, he's an older player. It helps. He's we just need him to just do what he does, and hopefully it all works out. Joe Hayden did well for us. Shout out to Joe Hayden. I was a big fan of his. And now we got Patrick Peterson. He said he only wants to play 2 years. Steelers gave him that 2-year contract to his wishes. So hopefully we can do something for him with that.
What's funny though is he made a comment. He said he wanted to play 2 more years, but wanted to go to a team that was ready to win. No offense. The Steelers are like my Patriots right now. Nowhere near winning a title. Like we might both our teams, Kevin, might be the worst teams in our division.
And still make the playoffs though.
No, not really, because I think there's other teams that are getting better. Like the Texans are getting a lot better. The Indianapolis Colts potentially could be good. The Jacksonville Jaguars, let's put it this way, are a playoff team. Plus, you've got everyone.
Oh yeah, the Jags are hella good. Absolutely.
Plus, you got everyone out in the West, too. All of those teams I will give a credit to, except for the Raiders, because it's damn Raiders.
I mean, I still think if we can do what the hell, the offseason started like
8 hours and 42 minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly. We probably are missing some other things going on that we haven't heard come through yet. So I'm letting it play out. I'm not gonna say we're the worst team in it yet. It's too early. And of course we can't say anything what's gonna happen draft night, because Lord only knows draft night goes crazy. So
all right. So Kev, here's the way to really test that. Can you name 7 teams that are better than your team right now?
Can I name 7?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. I have to get a freaking team list. I can't name.
I got you. I got 7 that are better than the Patriots right now. The Chiefs, the
Steelers.
Jacksonville Jaguars. No, shut up. The Steelers are worse than the Patriots. Let me start over. The Chiefs, the Jaguars, the Chargers, even though Eckler's asking for a trade. The Bills. Let's see who else. I'm gonna have to go with the Miami Dolphins because they look great.
They definitely.
Then you got the Bengals. Oh, and then you have the Ravens.
No.
Yes, I will say the Ravens.
No, I'm not, because Lamar's not coming back.
You have no idea.
Lamar's not coming back, man.
No one's going to touch him right now. No one's going to give him a $250 million contract when teams are restructuring and trying to create around one player instead of giving them all this money. The Browns could even be better than the Patriots.
That's what I'm ready to say. I mean, you right now in your division, you have 3 teams that legit can be better than you within.
No, I will never say the Jets are better than the Patriots because the Jets.
No, I'm talking about Pittsburgh.
The Steelers.
No,
the Steelers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Nope.
There's just 3 teams that. Just Kev,
I'm not taking it.
Kev, you have 3
teams.
The
Browns are not better than the Steelers.
You got the Bengals. You got the Bengals.
Okay.
The Browns.
The Browns are not better than the Steelers. No, it's
not. The Browns have a quarterback.
I just shook all the shit just fell down on me right now. The freaking Browns are not better than the Steelers.
The Browns were close to being as good as the Steelers.
7-10. They finished
this year. Yeah, they're just as close, and they had Jacoby Brissett start most games this year.
Guys,
thank you, Noel.
This
is why I like your
I'm not
family,
listening
Kev.
to this.
They tell you the truth, Kev.
Honestly, oh my God, no, I'm not accepting. I'm not accepting it. The Steelers are better than the Browns. I'll give you the Bengals. The Ravens are questionable until I see Lamar Jackson back out on that field. So, and the Jets, I think, will be better than the Patriots this year. I'm banking on it.
Right, but you still but you still didn't answer the question.
Yeah.
We only named 6.
7 other teams.
No, I named 7.
There's 7 other teams better than your team.
No,
already.
So here.
There's only 7 spots.
Bills, Dolphins,
God,
Jaguars, Chiefs.
That's 4.
That's 4. Bengals 5. And that's it. I don't see anybody else.
So
maybe the Jaguars.
The Chargers are not better than your team.
No.
Though they have a top defense, and when their defense is healthy, they are probably 1 and 2 with the 49ers.
Have they won yet?
Have the Steelers won shit?
Well, whatever the hell their name is, the Chargers, they can't get over the hump yet. They still can't get over the hump.
The Steelers don't even know how to run routes half the time. They don't even know who their quarterback is.
Nah, man. I'm not going. You guys can say whatever you want. I'm not going with it. Steelers. Well, you guys, they're still in. They'll be in playoff contention. I think this year.
You need to have a show just so you can show him how many teams are better than the Pittsburgh
Oh,
Steelers?
I could bring on so many people to help with that, and it would not be fun. Kevin might quit the podcast if you do that.
Cyrus, you're the new co-host.
Oh God, that'd be interesting. Let's see. What other big news? Former West Virginia guy, David Long, signed a great deal for himself down in Miami, 2-year, $11 million deal. Did real well for the Titans. Let's see. Kevin, I'm trying to save you, not try to bash you anymore.
Whatever. Shout out to Mike White, though.
Dude, Mike White, big tank.
To be a backup in like Miami.
For a 2-year, $30 million deal, I'm pretty sure is what it's worth.
Good for him.
He's gonna, you do realize he's gonna play more because Tua's probably gonna get hurt at least. I don't know. I mean, he's injury prone. It's bound to happen. It's like law of averages. He goes out there every third or fourth game. He gets a ding or gets hit. He's out. He's out for a game or two.
Hey, there's still a lot of people that believe in Tua. I mean,
no, I don't think anyone on this podcast believes in Tua.
I mean, I don't know. I would say too.
Kevin, do you really believe in Tua, or are you just saying that to be Kevin?
No, honestly, I think he just needs better doctor staff to know when he should be playing and when he shouldn't be playing. Who knows? Let him get through the offseason. Let's see what happens. Maybe the Miami will pay off to get an offensive line that will actually fucking protect his ass and see what happens. I'm not ready to fully write him off yet, but I am concerned that if he gets another bad hit, he could possibly lose his life. But that's just me.
So you really think his offensive line was that bad?
It was not good.
I'm agreeing with that. Again, not every offensive line could be like the greatest, like the Kansas City Chiefs or whatever, the top rated, offensive line is. I get it, but I don't think they were horrible.
No, they weren't horrible. They were
right.
Middle of the pack.
Right. I don't think they were horrible.
But my Patriots did shit. They traded away their tight end that decided never to show up at a game, and Jonnu Smith for a 7th round draft pick to the Falcons.
Probably better off with the pick.
Oh, 100%. But I wish we got a higher pick out of that. And then we re-signed Jonathan Jones, our number 1 corner, to a 2-year team-friendly deal.
Well, you had what's the name retired, so McCourty retired. So
yeah, and then you'll move Jalen Mills to safety because that's where he originally played. He literally tweeted out, he goes, "Y'all remember I play safety, not corner, right?"
Do what Bill Belichick says.
The biggest shock that I saw was Calais Campbell got released by the Ravens. That's a big hit on their defense. The Broncos are apparently talking with teams to trade one of their 3 wide receivers. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, and KJ Hamler are all technically on the trade block. Let's go.
I tell you right now, Sutton and
Jeudy.
Jeudy will be gone.
I think one of the two, most likely.
I think honestly, I'm going to tell you the reason I say both is because I can see Jerry Jeudy fetching them a 1st or 2nd round pick, and I can also see Sutton getting them a 1st or 2nd round pick. I can see both of them getting one.
I think you get them. I don't think you're gonna get a 1st for one of them. I think you get a 2nd rounder because they've had very good seasons. They've had good years, but they haven't. I don't think they've been established long enough to be worth.
The only reason I wouldn't agree with you on that is because look who they had playing quarterback other than last year. Look what they had playing quarterback when they have been. Because remember, they haven't been in the league it has to be more than about 3 or 4 years. They haven't been in the league any more than that.
I think Sutton, it was his 2nd year last year.
Right. So, I mean, he hasn't had a competent quarterback playing with him other than let him, let Mr. Let's Ride. But, that's just me, though. I don't, when I look at stuff like that, I also look at to see how long, who they got thrown in the ball. Because, I mean, If they had Jalen Hurts throwing the ball and they were having mediocre seasons, you got me. But you having, Joe Schmo that sat on the bench for 3 years, as your quarterback, it's gonna be hard for me. Gonna be hard for me to sit there, turn around. Yeah, the ball's getting thrown over my head, getting thrown over this way, getting thrown in the middle of traffic. I can see an issue. I can see it.
Well, let's just leave it at this. Last person that I want to talk about is Fat Batman, aka Jason Kelsey, has decided to return to the Eagles and play at least another season. So we get more fun highlights from him and his brother's podcast during the season. I cannot wait to listen to that stuff.
Noel, what's your football team?
I'm unfortunately that really sad team with the star on their helmet.
Oh God! Who invited him? You mean the team that hasn't been relevant since like 1996? Maybe
yeah,
98?
but I wasn't born then, so I just I take whatever happens. So I'm I guess a realist because I didn't live through that.
I can live with that. Man.
I like that. I like that answer.
I can live with that.
I mean, I was a kid, Cowboys fan growing up in Eagles and Giants country because I'm from New Jersey.
Oh God.
The struggles.
So how did you become well, hold on. How did you become a Cowboys fan if you're from New Jersey?
Oh, most of my teams I ended up liking just from my dad who grew up in the Philippines. So
I'll give him that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I give him that. 100%.
Yeah.
Still, interesting choice there. But let's move on to why we had these two join us tonight. I can't keep a straight face anymore. Holy shit. Oh my God. Andrew, good luck editing this. Anyone that's listening to this, yeah, good luck. It's going to get
We're going to turn it off
wild
after you guys start yelling at me about my Steelers.
Why are you getting mad about that? It's the truth. What are you getting upset about?
I didn't get mad about anything, Cyrus. Come on, Merritt. Let's go.
Why am I getting yelled at now?
You see this, right? He's switching it, Mary. He's switching the subject because he doesn't want to face the reality that his team. You just need to rebuild. Listen, everybody goes through it, Kev. It's okay.
Yes, I know we're still in the rebuilds.
I just like that I'm getting yelled at now. Like, wait, I didn't do anything. I just said that there was teams better than the Steelers. And let's be honest, Kevin, Philadelphia is ahead of, Pittsburgh in our audience. So we're just playing it up to the Philly crowd. That's all. We'll have them jump on board with all this stuff. I don't even see Pittsburgh in here. Yeah.
He muted himself.
He's so mad. Great. I'm going to get a text message later on. I quit. I don't want to be on this podcast anymore. You guys are jerks. Great.
Listen, we need to do We Out There with the three of us so we can literally just pummel him.
Oh my God. You have to wait till September when we go to the Pitt game. Okay.
No. We can find one. We can find one. We could go to a game or something like that. We can find
That's true. That's very true. I'm surprised I haven't gotten a text message of him being like, can you stop now? Please stop. Kevin, we do this all out of love, right? He's still muted. Why are you muted?
I don't know. I'm just waiting for you to start the topic.
I'm trying to, but I have Cyrus here, and Cyrus just.
Oh my God.
I blame Cyrus. Okay, Cyrus, shut it. Okay, March Madness. Whew. Let's dive into this. We'll see how much time we have left. Hopefully, we can touch on the women's real quick. Probably just give our top who's going to win. But we start, like we said, tomorrow and Wednesday with the playing games. Tomorrow's playing games are Texas A&M, Coastal Christi, I believe is where that one is. And then Southeast Missouri State for number 16 seed. Tomorrow night, the second game is Mississippi State versus University of Schittsburg going against each other. Definitely rooting for the Mississippi State. I think they're Bulldogs.
They are the Bulldogs.
Yes, they are.
Ooh, look at that. To win. So let's see how they do. And then Wednesday, we have Arizona State versus Nevada. I worked at ASU, so I'm going to root for ASU on that one. And then Texas Southern versus Fairleigh Dickinson. Just love that school's name. It's hysterical. Where'd you go to school? Fairleigh Dickinson. But so those are your playing games. Typically, in the past few years, that playing game, yes, it's important, but that team typically hasn't really moved on past that game. They'll make it to the round of 64 and then be gone. So let's just walk through. I pulled up the bracket, so I'll just create a quick bracket as we go of who's going to win.
Well, hold on. Remember, just be aware, one of the first years when they did the first 4 games, that was when VCU made their infamous run to the Final Four. So is it possible? Yes, but we just haven't seen one possible within the last couple of years. So
I don't think any 4 of those teams that you said could make a run. I mean,
yeah.
I don't.
No, I don't think so.
There's not because I mean, there's too many teams that A, have a size advantage over them, and B, are just talent wise are so much better. I mean, they could make a run maybe to the round of 32, but I don't see them getting any further. It's gonna be really tough.
So let's start this. We're gonna go from each division, I guess you want to call it, or each part of the
region.
bracket. Each region. So let's start in the South. I'm going to go with Alabama's moving on to the round of 32. Just going to assume that's what everyone's thought is. They are the overall number 1 seed in the tournament.
Yeah, no one's like my alma mater, UMBC, baby. Only one to ever do it.
That is true, yeah.
Hey, you know what? That was an awesome game, and I was very happy to watch Virginia lose, so congratulations. Thank you for doing that.
I think we both were at the time. I think everybody was happy because they were flying high and they were talking a lot of shit. Everybody was like, they need to lose.
Next.
I still live in the area. We always celebrate it around this time of year.
Oh, good. You should. I think that's a good idea. Next is the big game that we all should care about. West Virginia versus the number 8 seeded Maryland Terrapins.
I don't care. I'm gonna be a homer. I'm taking us.
West Virginia.
Taking us winning that game.
I'm taking them.
All right, Merrick, Noel, your thoughts?
I'm
filling out a bracket right now.
Oh, I am too.
And I'm gonna use for whatever March Madness I'm doing. So whatever we pick, I'm gonna use it.
I will take a picture of this bracket that I'm doing, Kevin, so I can send it over to you, so you can potentially post it.
So am I just making a pick right here, right on the spot?
It's West Virginia or Maryland.
I mean, I'm gonna take I don't like Maryland. They're just not good outside of College Park. That's from all the radio I listen to around here. Like, they're just a bad road / neutral site team. So yeah, give me West Virginia.
Cyrus.
Let's make it unanimous. Dub V all the way around.
Wow.
There you go.
Do you see how excited he was? He's like, let's just do this. Ugh.
Well, because
you know what, Cyrus? No, you're just gonna keep digging yourself a grave.
Yeah, you're right.
Just stop.
My God.
Next is San Diego State versus Charleston.
So I keep hearing that this is supposed to be one of the major upsets.
And usually we see a 12 seed move on.
I don't think it's this one.
I don't think it is.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
I honestly think
San Diego State has been a really strong team for the better part of a year this year. So I don't think so.
Yeah,
and from what I heard, they're all juniors and seniors.
Yeah, they're an old team.
Give me San Diego State.
I agree. Yep.
Same here. All right. Virginia versus Foreman.
Oh, the Paladins.
I'm going to have to go with the Cavaliers on this one. Even though they did lose to Duke in the ACC championship game. So I'm going Virginia. What's everyone else's thought?
Listen, I'm gonna go to Virginia, but they're gonna put like 90 up. I'm just gonna tell you this right now. They don't normally score that high, but I'm guaranteed they're gonna score like 80 or 90 because it's the tournament. They're gonna get amped up. They're gonna beat them down on defense. They'll bury them on offense, and they'll score about 90. They will score about 90. They'll talk. Then everybody talking about, ooh, Virginia's gonna win it all. No, they're not.
No, they're not gonna win it all. No.
Noel, who do you got?
Oh, I think I have this as an upset in my bracket.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So right now we have 3 votes for Virginia and 1 for Foreman.
Can you see if you can sway one of us to move to Furman?
Yeah, if you could sway us, then
we'll go Furman.
Yeah,
Noel, come on, Noel. Give us a reason why we should pick Foreman. Come on, let's go.
I can't give you a reason.
All right, we are
so
going
Virginia. All right.
This one I have as an upset. Creighton, North Carolina State. I have North Carolina State in one of my brackets moving on. They played a really tough ACC schedule. They did fairly well. I also just haven't heard Creighton's name throughout the time this year. So
Creighton just came off of a big loss to Marquette in the Big East tourney. So I actually went with Creighton over NC State, adding in the fact that NC State was actually considered the last team in this year. Really? So I went with Creighton because I just feel like after losing to Marquette, I don't think that they're going to. I think they're going to be a little pissed off about that, and I think they're going to take out NC State, and they're going to get through this round.
Okay, Cyrus.
I agree. I don't see them. NC State has just been so up and down through the whole year. Even a couple of games that I watched, it doesn't seem like they have it. So I don't think I don't think they will get it. I don't think I have the past year.
All right, Noel.
I'm also on Creighton.
All right, this one. We will move Creighton forward. Next is Baylor versus UCSB. That is so hard.
Santa Barbara.
God.
UCSB.
The Gauchos, I believe.
Those are the ones with the like bright orange uniforms you can see from God knows where.
Yep. I'm gonna go with Baylor on this one.
Yeah, I like Baylor.
I think that's unanimous on this one, man.
I have a feeling that there is gonna be a 14 seed to go through. It's just not this one.
There's not. Who's the other? Oh, well, I could see one for sure. Potentially making that jump. All right. Missouri or Utah State?
I'm going to say Missouri.
Yeah.
I actually went Missouri. I like Kobe Brown.
I was going to say Kobe Brown is a difference maker in this one.
Yeah. And they're coming off, like you said, with Creighton, a loss in the SEC championship game to Alabama.
Yeah, so I think they're going to come out fired up and be like, yo, we're going to make it out of this one.
All right. Next is Arizona versus Princeton.
Shout out to the Ivy League out here.
Both
Princeton teams.
Both Princeton teams.
It's awesome.
But it's Arizona.
Yeah.
It's
all right. So now
I want to say this real quick and then we can move on. I just want to say this. Looking at this bracket, I really do believe that they're trying to push to get Alabama out. Alabama just a really easier way in. Because none of these teams are really equipped.
This is the easiest.
This is
bracket.
I believe this is the easiest. And I believe their first 2 games are staying in state too.
They're
playing in Birmingham.
They're in Birmingham, so.
And then if you look at the East bracket, it's probably the hardest one.
Yeah, it's stacked as hell.
Like, what the F are you thinking? All right, so let's just finish off the South bracket. We'll go in reverse order. So Arizona versus Missouri.
I'm gonna go.
That's gonna be a tough game.
It is. I think Arizona has the edge to it.
I do agree with
just to the slightest degree. Because Missouri is a good shooting basketball team. I just think Arizona's they have something special moving forward this year.
I have Arizona down as well.
Yeah. I'm going to say Arizona too as well.
All right, so Creighton versus Baylor.
Baylor.
I went Creighton.
All right, Kevin, can you sway one of us?
So Creighton, if I looked at the stats, one of the things is they are one of the more well-rounded teams in the tournament.
Okay.
And they are able to make their free throws and shoot threes. I do know the one thing that does worry me is they do rely on the starting five a little bit more. But I do feel like if there's a team that can catch Baylor on an off night, it would be Creighton.
I'll rebuttal on that. What I would say to you is, if you're saying that, that just means to say that Baylor has guys that they can go from 6 to 8 to 9.
Yeah,
the guy that could have one of those special nights. And unfortunately, when you get into the tournament, that guy that has a special, or if he gets on the roll and he's one of your bench guys, it's almost a wrap.
Yeah,
you can't.
I'm down for Baylor.
Yeah, I'm gonna
all go with that.
I gotta stick with Baylor on that one. They're coming out of the toughest conference to play in college basketball. They finished third in the conference or second in the conference, I think.
Yeah.
So
and they almost made it. They almost made it to the actual championship game. They almost made it to the championship game, which is kind of crazy.
So. All right, this one I think is where we see a potential, not a real big upset, but a slight upset because it's a 4 versus 5. I think San Diego State is in a better position to win. Virginia is young. Virginia is good. But when you're playing, we saw it a couple of years ago, when you have an older team that's juniors and seniors, they know how to play further into the tournament. And they play a tough, gritty basketball. I got San Diego State moving forward over Virginia. What about you guys?
I will go San Diego State because I forgot to mention it earlier. They run a 9-man roster at rotation. And that's juniors and seniors. So I definitely think I'm going to go with that 5/4 upset as well. Just for the fact, like you said, Mayor, Virginia's a young team. And Virginia, I don't think they're going to be able to do that slowdown offense with a team like San Diego State, because I think they're going to try to push the tempo.
Not when those guys you talk about a junior, senior, late team, that the veteran team that has guys that are 6'5" and above. I mean, they don't really have any guys that are like dwarfed by any stretch of imagination.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I believe also Virginia has they lost one of their starters to like a hand injury in the ACC tournament, and he's done for the year. So, yeah, I like San Diego State. Right. I like San Diego State there.
Cool.
All right, here's the big one, Kevin. Alabama versus West Virginia.
I mean, we already know where my heart would have went.
But my heart's in the same spot, but my brain is telling me don't be stupid.
But
it's like when you fall in love with a woman.
I think the factor here, the Alabama has the Brandon Miller factor. And I think that would be the reason why it could be a close game. It could be a slugfest, but I think he might be the difference maker in that game.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Alabama wins this, but I honestly think it could be a game where if he does not have a good game,
it could get real scary.
One of our guys, Stevenson goes off, Mitchell goes off, anyone on our team starts getting hot, it could turn the other way, which that'd be amazing. I would love for that to happen. I don't think it will, but I'd love to see it happen. So I got Alabama in a close one. Because
I want to agree with that. I think Alabama is going to try to think they can coast through this the first couple of weeks until they get to like the Sweet 16, and I think this is going to be like the wake up call. I think Bob Huggins is just going to say, "Listen, you're just going to have to play. We're just going to have to play some slow down, gritty behind basketball, and hope that we can." make enough noise to give us a chance towards the end of the game.
Yeah, no stupid turnovers. Noel?
I mean, yeah, I'm taking Alabama here, but of all the years I've watched West Virginia under Bob Huggins, he's never gonna make anything easy for his opponents.
No.
So
Nope. All right, so now we have Alabama State versus Alabama.
that's a separate school.
Yeah, that was a different one. Oh God, it's late. Alabama versus San Diego State.
Same deal. I just think it's going to be. I listen. They'll give him a fight. I just think Alabama's talent just in athleticism just outweighs everything at that point.
All right,
yeah. Alabama goes through.
Yep.
All right, Baylor versus Arizona.
I'm not gonna lie, I went Arizona here.
No, I like Arizona here too. This is like the battle of Arizona has like the great front court. Baylor's got the great back court. It's like so you get the contrasting styles here, but I think too many times other than the national championship year for Baylor, I think they tend to have letdowns, and I think this is another potential letdown spot.
So here's a question, right? And here's a question, right? And we'll say it real quickly. What travels better in the tournament, guards or forwards?
Usually guards, but I believe Keontae George still is questionable for this tour. I believe he got hurt towards the end of the season, and I'm not even sure if he played in the Big 12 tournament. So if I know, maybe these West Virginia people can help me out on there.
I didn't watch much of the tournament besides
because if he's hurt and then it's just Flagler and I forgot who the other players in the backcourt, then I think they'll run into issues there.
Yeah, and also I think I don't know depth wise what I do know. Baylor has the depth if they needed to help out with their guards. I do know the weakness for Arizona is their lack of depth. So for some reason I still lean. I'm an Arizona lean for some reason. I think there for some reason they're gonna pull it out. Like Noel said, Baylor has their moments where they do let down, and this might be one of them. What about you, Cyrus? What do you got?
I tend to stay with the guards because I mean the guard play in the tournament is big because the guards get the ball up, they push the pace, they can make shots. If they get hot, then you have to, you extend your defense, which gives those big guys, chances to make plays. So, and Homer Drew is a really good coach, so I can see him. I think Baylor's probably better at this point. Just looking at it on paper, just Baylor's better.
Arizona has 8 players from other parts of this world. 2 from Lithuania, 2 from Estonia, from Mali, from Serbia, from Sweden. Might be the whitest looking team in the tournament just because of that.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure one of these, Dakotas or whoever will give them a run for their money.
That's true. That's true. Thank you, Noel. I forgot about them. I just think Arizona. I think they win this one. It's going to be a tight game for sure. I have in my bracket another bracket that I did. I have Arizona beating Alabama. I think this is where Alabama actually gets their first real test and loses.
I mean, I can see that. I
got
Arizona
moving on to the Final Four.
Yeah, I also have that in my bracket. So
yeah, I can see that. But I could if Arizona makes it, that means that if they run up against a very athletic team, Arizona's going to lose. Because I mean, they just the team. If you tell them right now that team is athletic with all the players, international players, it's going to be really tough for them to win because a lot of homegrown talent. You got to have guys just run and jump. And they'll just run and jump every time they get a chance, right?
Yep,
that's exactly what happens.
So where are you going, Cyrus? You staying with Arizona or going to Alabama?
I'm going Arizona. I think Arizona is just going to make the. They only got Brandon. I mean, no offense to the rest of the Alabama team, but they only got Brandon Miller at this point.
Yeah, since the other guys in jail.
Yeah. So
hold on. Alabama still has Javon Quigley. Their point guard is very, very good.
I get that, but just watching the Big 12, just watching the tournament when he played, I just got the feeling that he's not consistent enough. And you're asking him to shoot and to run the team. It's really tough to ask somebody to do that, especially during that time. Again, the first couple rounds you can get away with it. When you get to like the Final Four, the championship game, it becomes really tough to do. Especially when they know it's coming. Like it'd be different if they didn't know it was coming, but now you know it's coming. It just makes it that much harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kevin,
where are we going? I leaned Arizona. So
you leaned Arizona. Okay. So we are going Arizona to the Final Four in Houston.
All right, cool. Next bracket.
Midwest. All right, let's try to go a little faster because it's like 9:15. Holy crap. All right, number 1 seed Houston goes against Northern Kentucky.
Houston, chalk.
Jesus, that's like an easy one.
Yeah.
Iowa versus Auburn. I have Auburn because I think Auburn had a tough schedule this year. I think they could pull this one off.
I think so too. Just because of the where they played at.
Also, if it was the women's Iowa team, I would say they would move on over.
Yeah.
But it's
girl
not.
can play.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Play.
I have Iowa here, but
I also have Iowa.
I can see
as well.
I can see. Obviously, 8-9s are legit 50-50.
Yeah, they
played 50-50 over the last like 25 years, I believe. So.
Yeah. So I also went Iowa like Noel. The reason being is that they are top 4 in offensive efficiency. Mm-hmm. They are one of the lowest turnover rates that Iowa has in the country. And they're one of the highest percentages when it comes to 2-pointers. So I feel like that would have been enough to beat a team like Auburn.
I'm just gonna rebuttal with one thing. Okay. You have Bruce Pearl, and he knows how to coach a team.
He does.
In March. That man can get magic out of anything in March when his team's there. We saw it when he was at Tennessee. And granted, he has not been as good since then because of all the restrictions that basically were put on him. Mm-hmm. But I think his Auburn team can make it to that next round just because of that alone. And they have a pretty damn good defense.
All right. So I guess we're going Auburn. Here we go.
You could sway one of us.
I already tried. You guys, or Noel, do you have another swaying pitch?
I think here I'm gonna take the star power of Chris Murray. That's why I took Iowa.
Okay. Cyrus, are you gonna lean another direction?
No, I can't. I watched Iowa play the other day. They just got the one player, and if he doesn't play, they struggle. So I just don't see it.
All right, we will go with Auburn on this one. If we get to another 8-9 seed and we're a split, we will go with whatever Kevin's pick was.
Oh my God, no, we don't.
We do.
No, we don't. We can. I like the rebuttal. It's fun.
I do. All right, so Miami, Drake.
Miami.
Yep.
It's all about the U.
Indiana and Kent State. Now, Indiana flopped in the Big Ten tournament. They did not go out gracefully. They did not look good. So keep that in mind. But I'm still going to go Indiana because it is the Hoosiers.
I'm going to agree with you. I think it's going to be a tight game.
I like Indiana. TJD is going to continue to be a menace.
Kevin?
I agree with all 3 of you. I like Indiana.
All right.
Thank God.
Iowa State versus the play-in game of Mississippi State or Pitt. I got to go Iowa State on this one. I don't think.
I think Iowa State, regardless of who they play.
Yeah, I just, besides losing their 2 games to West Virginia, they were pretty solid throughout the Big 12.
I mean, Pitt doesn't really have anybody except for the one kid. So
wow, I forgot to mention this. Did you guys see where the POS from Texas is going now?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss
Hotty toddy.
hired Bird as
But
their
then
head
again,
coach.
are we really surprised how
No.
many controversial coaches have Ole Miss like hired within the last like decade that have been?
Do you mean Lane Kiffin?
Yeah.
Because everyone hates him. But yeah, that was big. Xavier versus Kenshaw State.
Xavier.
Yeah.
Xavier.
Sean Miller and his team.
Is Kenshaw State in Compton? Is that where they're from? Nah, just joking. Xavier.
Texas A&M, Penn State. I originally had A&M, but after watching
I think I'm
Penn State.
Penn State. Oh man.
I'm going on. I'm riding their coattails, and as far as this thing will take them, I think Penn State wins that game.
I think honestly, I'm agreeing with you because I think that could be the sleeper. Listen,
that
they'll get to the
kid
Sweet
didn't
16, but I think that's
travel.
about it. I think that's about it. I get to the Sweet 16, but I think that's about it.
No, yeah,
I'm going. Go ahead, Noel.
I know I like Penn State here. I've seen too many Texas A&M games where they just cannot shoot the ball. It's really bad.
Penn State just needs to cut down on those turnovers because last night's game was ridiculous. They had that shot and he just that step and couple travels here and there. As long as they can cut that down, they might be able to make a special run here. So Kevin, who do you got?
We are Penn State, guys.
Oh, don't say that. Sounds horrible.
Sorry.
Oh, all right. Texas versus Colgate.
Texas.
Texas. Move on.
Texas.
All right, Houston.
Colgate's not even that good of a toothpaste.
Wow. Wow. We might have to do a tournament of toothpaste now.
I mean, you can make a bracket into anything. The Oscars last night, people were talking.
We have
Scott
one
Van Pelt. They were talking about it, like making a bracket out of the Oscars.
We have one that I sent to Kevin like a while ago. Is like, I think it's video games or something.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, we need to have like a big group of people on the podcast that night to do this. So that'll be in a future episode. All right, Houston, Auburn.
H-Town down.
Yeah, Houston. I got Houston. They're looking good. Cyrus?
Houston.
Okay. Miami, Indiana. I got Miami.
I also have.
Yeah, I would say that too. Now, the only thing I would say is Miami does have a tendency to play to their competition sometimes.
Right.
So,
well, thankfully, Indiana's a 4 seed, so they might play up.
Again, but I'm saying that to say they don't always,
they don't always play the way they should.
Yeah. So I actually went Indiana because of their star All-American Trace Jackson Davis.
Okay.
So I just feel like when you're talking about the NCAA tournament, sometimes your stars show out. And I think Indiana, as they've kind of been one of those teams that usually have been like a letdown, I think this year with that star tandem they have with Jackson Davis and him, I think they can get to the Sweet 16.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. So let's go with Indiana.
We're going Indiana.
Yeah. All right, Iowa State versus Xavier.
I went Iowa State.
I think Sean Miller's got Xavier rolling.
Yeah, I like
he's got a good class in there. He's got something to prove too.
Yeah,
with being banned from the tournament for the past, I think, year or 2 years. So I think that just moves his team along just with that. And I don't know. I like Iowa State, but I don't think they're, the next team.
No, I don't think. Yeah, I think this is Xavier's time at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So now it's Penn State versus Texas. Is this where Penn State just falls on their face against a giant team in Texas? Or do we
I think Texas is too good.
I think they match up well, guards v guards, but then the rest of the team is where Texas makes the difference.
The only way, if I was to give you a sway, the only way I could see Penn State winning it is if those guys, those bigger guys, just come out and really play a really solid game, and the guards have a really great game. Then I can see that being swayed. But other than that, no. Yeah, I agree. Texas would take it. Okay. That's the only way I would say. That's the only way I would say if we were to do a sway, that would be the only sway. You know, if everybody comes out and plays, you know, out of their mind, you know, and they just happen, and the guards happen to catch fire. It's the only way I can see that happen.
All right.
Beautiful.
So we have Houston versus Indiana. And
I still think H-Town down.
Yep, I've got Houston. Now
I think for me here, once these later rounds, a lot of it rides on the health of Marcus Sasser, who just hurt his groin in the AAC tournament. So
Bless you.
Consume tight.
I thought he said who. I was like, yo, if you don't know who Marcus Sasser is, but
you know what? He doesn't have to play the first.
Yeah,
he may not have to play. He most likely won't touch the court
versus Northern Kentucky. Yeah,
he probably won't play. He may not play much versus if the 8-9 seed game.
Oh no, this just the thing is like the AAC is just obviously not as good as SEC, Big Ten. So I feel like he has to touch the court there because they're just not as good overall. Like I was surprised that the committee outseeded Houston over Kansas, given the Big 12 is the toughest conference. 17 quad one wins versus 7, not first strength of schedule to 96. I think whoever out of Miami, Indiana pulls off the upset.
Oh,
okay.
Cyrus,
what's your thoughts?
I gotta go with Houston. They've been really rocking the whole season. Even with if the guy doesn't play large minutes in the first two games, and he still nurses injury to the point where he says he's 85%. By the time he gets to the Sweet 16 round, he'll be ready to play.
Yeah. So Houston is what we're going with.
Yeah.
Okay. Xavier, Texas. I think this is where Texas steps up and destroys the Sean Miller.
I like Texas.
I think the team itself has something to prove with this whole Beard situation that's been going on, that's been over their heads, and their coach has them playing phenomenal. If you did not watch, it was like a week or two ago, right before at the end of this season, they dismantled Kansas. Straight up dismantled them in Austin. Mm-hmm. So I've got Texas for sure.
And then they just do it again in the Big 12 title game too.
They did.
Yeah, they did. They dismantled them.
I actually have Texas being that region's representative to go to the Final Four. Texas.
So Houston versus Texas. In one of my brackets, I think I have Houston moving on just because of how they played all year, but I can 100% see Texas taking that step and being in the Final Four.
Yeah.
I'm on Texas.
I also think Houston has a lot riding on it. Like your Final Four is being played in your hometown.
The home Final Four. Yeah.
Like,
oh, I didn't think about that. Shit.
So there's a lot of motivation for them to win, but it's Texas, and it's tough because I hate both teams because I don't like either of them. But I'm going with Texas to win this one.
Yeah, I went Texas just because I just think overall when you go up and down the court, Cyrus, you mentioned it earlier, you might be even 1 through 5. It then goes down to 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah,
I think Texas's 6, 7, 8 is a lot better than Houston's now.
And just think about this, right? It grains itself in all basketball, right? You need to have a bench, or you need to have a guy to give you a game that you just don't know is coming, because you need to have that guy. And Texas has a bunch of those guys like that. Houston right now at this moment, other than the starting 5, they don't really have anybody else.
Yeah.
Like Noel said, the one guy is still sitting there. He could be around 80, 85%. He might not be 100% going to play.
Yeah. All right. What division are we doing next, Merritt?
All right, so we have Texas moving on.
Yep.
All right, let's go to the East. Let's
baby.
Let's bang through this one. This one's going to be, I know it's tough. It's 9:30. We've been doing this for an hour and a half at this point. So,
well, we're averaging 10 minutes per section, so we're moving on time.
All right, Purdue versus
Southern
FDU. Purdue, Memphis, FAU.
I like Memphis here.
I do like Memphis.
I actually went Memphis here as well.
Yeah, take the
Cyrus?
points. Take the points.
I'll take Penny Hardaway's team any day.
Yep.
Well, I already know I already know
Here we
this
go.
one. Duke or Oral Roberts? I'm going.
Well, let's see.
Okay. I know everyone loves the 512. Everyone's talking about Max Abmas, like huge scorer. That's their point guard. But this is a different Duke team. Not obviously just compared to past years where, the defense has been suspect. This is
right.
Jeremy Roach and Tyrese Proctor are going to hound Abmas, and then the size of Lively and Filipowski's just should dominate Oral Roberts.
Well, and if you really honestly think about it, right? You can funnel everything on the inside.
Yeah.
So there's no look at the rest of the team of Oral Roberts. They really don't have anybody else that can score.
Yeah.
No.
So it's if it becomes a scratch in fight game, it might be tough. But I don't see Duke losing this.
Nope. Tennessee, Louisiana.
I love me some Raging Cajuns, but it's all about that Rocky Top right now.
I'm thinking that Volunteers are moving on.
Good Rocky Top. Woo!
All right. Kentucky versus Providence. This could be a pretty good matchup.
Very good matchup. I know this is another one of those possible upsets.
I say Providence. I think this is an upset. Providence.
The only reason I'm not picking Providence is they were very up and down, like Kentucky, but Kentucky got hot near the end of the year.
Yep.
They lost in the SEC tournament. Providence, though, started off really good, and then all of a sudden the wheels completely fell off. So I also think if Kentucky wins this game, they're making a run. That's my prediction. I think Kentucky wins.
Key thing to talk about. So, what's it called? So Providence is 1-5 this year when they've lost the rebounding battle. Kentucky has one of the best rebounders.
Oscar Tshiebwe.
Oscar Tshiebwe, who's a top 16 pick in the NBA draft.
He's top 10 pick or something like that.
Yeah. So right there, I just didn't know that Kentucky can get rebounds if they can't make buckets. And I think that's going to be the solidified thing. And to Merritt's point, I think Kentucky got underseeded.
We can go with Kentucky. Just hope Tshiebwe doesn't get in foul trouble like it did the last 3 games of the season.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Noel?
I like Kentucky here.
Okay. That looks like Kentucky it is.
Kansas State, Montana State.
Kansas State.
State.
The team that ends in state.
He's the team that ends in state. Whatever, Noel. That's so helpful.
Oh, my God.
Kid here. My God. All right. Michigan State versus USC.
I'm going Spartans just because I always feel like, exactly.
Yeah, Izzo loves March.
It's him. He always has March magic somehow.
Yeah, even when they were that 10 seed, a few years ago.
Oh my God, their team was
the team was not good, and they just what Elite 8, Final 4, something like that.
Yeah, they made. I think they made it
the second week for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
he always has magic.
There's people you don't bet against during March Madness. Tom Izzo is one of them.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the only time they had no magic was I think Draymond's last year, and they got upset by the 15 seed.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
But he tends to have magic as a lower seed.
Cyrus?
I'm going to agree.
All right. Marquette versus UVM.
Marquette. Just move on. Marquette.
All right.
You can't. Some games.
You know what? I was going to say the Catamounts might have an opportunity. Okay. Never mind.
Shout out to the Catamounts, one of the best names out there.
Also, one of their players has been balling out for the Warriors all year, too.
True.
Well, maybe they can get him come back to school.
No, you can't do that.
Extra year eligibility.
Eligibility's gone. All right. Purdue, Memphis. I'm going Purdue.
Boiler up, guys.
Let's go, Boilermakers.
Yeah,
I'm taking Purdue, but I've heard a lot of upset chatter on this one.
Really?
I have heard a lot of upset chatter on this one.
You know the reason why it's not going to be an upset. They're going to throw it into the set. They're going to throw it into the 7-4 guy.
Yeah, Zach Edey.
Keep hitting him every single time.
He's so good, man.
He's very good.
Edey's so good.
All right, Duke, Tennessee.
I think Tennessee's injuries catch them here.
Yeah, I think it catches up to him. Duke.
I was gonna go Duke also. I feel like they're so hot right now that
that's another thing. Like with March is like ride the hot teams. Something.
Yeah, they've won what 9 in a row.
Nine in a row, and then they haven't been healthy all year. They're 17-1 when they're fully healthy. So now you're seeing them at their peak.
Yeah.
All right, Kentucky, Kansas State. I don't really believe in Kansas State, one being a 3 seed, because they did okay in Big 12 play. They lost to us in a blowout fashion. I think Kentucky.
I think that was a team right there. Like Kev said, I think that was a team right there that was seated wrongly.
Yeah, I'm going to Kentucky win this one.
Yeah. I have Kentucky here.
Yep, Kentucky here. Michigan State, Marquette.
That's going to be a game. That's going to be a game.
I have Marquette in one of them, but I also could see Izzo Magic continuing to move on.
Go ahead, Kev.
I was also going to go Marquette. I feel like Marquette's been stronger.
Yeah. Noel?
I like Marquette, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
This is where things are going to get very interesting. We are going to leave the first game alone for a second. We will leave that one alone because that one will be up for a further discussion. I think everyone knows that. Kentucky versus Marquette. I like Kentucky. If they make a run,
John Calipari in March.
If he can get his team on a run, it's just one of those where they don't get stopped until Elite Eight, Final Four.
Dale, I think Kentucky will get past this round. get past this game, but I think that'll be it.
Yeah, I don't think they make it further than the Elite Eight.
It's just because, like you said, just like we said, now you got Sheepway. He's getting in foul trouble, so you're going to talk about he's going to go up against guys that are same size, same length. Everybody's going to be evenly matched up, so it's just going to be that much tougher for Kentucky to get a mismatch somewhere down the line. So I just don't see it.
Yep. All right. Purdue, Duke. This is one game that I've heard, like Noel was saying, there's a lot of chatter about upsets. If this game does happen, I've heard Duke is slowly becoming the potential favorite to win this game.
They played. Remember, they played them early in the season. They weren't at full strength.
Right.
And Purdue.
I think Duke lost by 10 there, and they played.
They lost by 10.
West Virginia lost to Purdue by 12, and I'll take that as a good loss.
Yeah.
Right. So think about it this Noel. They lost to them by 10. They didn't have everybody. Plus, it was the beginning of the season. Now you're talking about them playing well. They have everybody back, and
the move to make Tyrese Proctor the main ball handler. Like since then, they've been cooking.
All right.
Ooh.
Where we going with, boys?
I'm saying Duke.
Duke.
I mean, in my main bracket, I have Duke in the Final Four.
All right.
Plus 900. The line moved.
God.
I have him plus 900. The line moved immediately after I placed it. I was like, oh, I feel good with that value.
Kevin?
So I'm not gonna lie. I had Purdue going all the way to the Final Four.
Okay.
But
I thought you were Duke fan.
No, you're right. I am. Hold on, Noel. God. I just feel like, so normally every time Duke usually does go to the Final Four, they're never that big top seed. They're a 5 this year. And I think it could be one. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this. I think it's gonna be one of those years. It's gonna be Duke, Kentucky in that Elite Eight.
All right. I can go with that.
Oh man, the ratings on that game are
absolute
nuke.
And that's gonna be in the Garden.
This game could be more highly rated and watched than the national championship game, depending on who's in it.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
Oh man.
In Madison Square Garden, Duke versus Kentucky to see who goes on to the Final Four down in Houston to play Arizona.
I say Duke.
I'm riding. I think, obviously, we've been talking about Oscar Tshiebwe, but now there's two bigs on him.
Yeah.
Filipowski can stretch the floor, and Derek Lively, who's, been playing excellent. He's just known to be a stud defender. I think.
Noel, you're forgetting. There's two other guys that they got to come off the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
Come in and they literally just set screens and roll to the basket.
Yep,
they do
exactly.
nothing else.
Yep.
All right. So I'm assuming we are going with Duke over Kentucky. We have two of the blue bloods battling it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Pay me on my plus.
I can see Merritt's hat like easily get ready to burn up as we keep talking about Duke winning.
Oh my god, you have no idea how much I just want to turn this off.
You know what? I'm gonna go that Duke will move on. This will be Oscar's go away for leaving West Virginia going to Kentucky.
How are you gonna feel about you're a Duke and Kentucky fan? How are you gonna cheer for this game?
You know what? There is hold on, time out. There is a way I can cheer for this game because thank you. Hold on, I raised my hand.
Not the raised hand, fuck.
Fucking Christ.
Oscar Tshiebwe transferred away from West Virginia. That's easiest reason why to root against him. In that matchup, I'm voting for Duke.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
That was a horrible way to do that because you could just say I don't want to root for Kentucky at all throughout the whole tournament because of Oscar. But no. Yep. You just pick. Yep. Okay.
Well, you know what? It is what it is.
It is what it is. All right. Well, let's move
to
on
the west. To the west. Here we go.
Kansas versus Howard.
Kansas. Rock chalk.
Yeah, that's
Arkansas, Illinois, Fighting Illini. I have the Illini moving forward in my bracket over Arkansas. I know Arkansas is a good team, but I think Illini.
These teams are both disgustingly inconsistent.
Oh my god, I know.
Oh yeah, I've watched a lot of Arkansas.
I've seen a few of the Illini.
But this is one of those games where it comes a coin toss. Like it really doesn't make a difference because
hold on.
The next round they're getting the you know what ripped. So I mean it really doesn't make a difference.
Do we have a coin? I have a coin. Do you want to flip a coin?
Yeah, let's just flip a coin.
All right. Heads is Arkansas.
Heads should be Arkansas. Tails, Illinois.
All right, here we go. And here we go.
He dropped it.
Tails.
So we have Illinois moving on. St. Mary's, VCU. This is the upset. VCU moves on.
This is the part of the bracket that completely blows up. I have VCU going over St. Mary's, and I have Iona, which hurts me too. Iona going over UConn.
All right, well, we're still in the VCU game, so hold on.
But yeah, I have VCU.
We haven't got everyone else's opinion here, Kevin. Come on.
All right.
This is my 5-12.
Yeah.
So
I say VCU. Hey, Mary, and you talk about me taking a long time to get this done. You need to talk to Mr. Quaver.
Oh.
What did I do?
Oh. Okay, Kevin. UConn or Iona?
Well, I said it already. So if whoever wants to listen can rewind a couple seconds back.
And I know they were talking the potential early Big East narrative for Rick Pitino, who's rumored to go to St. John's.
Yeah.
Get the early potential beat up of UConn to upset.
I was gonna go Iona, because Iona's usually one of those teams that can set an upset. And Rick Pitino's on a roll right now, but UConn, they have a hell of a young team. If you guys were to veto against me, I wouldn't be mad at you.
I want to say I want to go UConn, but again, young team. just tough to get to Rick Pitino, who knows how to take the snake off. I mean, take the head off the snake. Really tough to go against that. But I mean, again, if we were to go, and this may be another one of those toss-up games, because you could go with either team at this point. Be honest with you, you really could.
Yeah.
Who did you go with, Merritt?
I in my bracket pick UConn. I just think they're a better team overall, even if they're younger.
Yeah.
I just don't. Also, it's Rick Pitino. He's so hit and miss in the tournament. Like, there's been times where he's been phenomenal, and I loved Louisville when he was there. Like, cousin worked there, like all that stuff. But I don't see Iona moving on. I can't see it happening. Just cool because UConn, the Big East, yes, the Big East is not what Big East basketball used to be, but they are still a hell of a basketball program. And they have been playing at a top-notch level and playing pretty decent competition. Iona hasn't played anyone really worthwhile, to be completely honest.
Yeah, you're right. So key wins, lost to New Mexico, lost at Hofstra, win versus Vermont. So yeah, you're right. So Noel, did you go UConn too?
No, he went Iona. The Cuevas
paid attention to his own podcast.
The cousins went with the same team, and Cyrus and I went with UConn. So
all right, so do we gotta flip the coin?
We'll flip the coin. All right, heads UConn, tails Iona. If this lands tails, I'm gonna be so pissed.
I know, right?
It's heads.
Oh, thank God.
He said, "Thank God."
TCU.
Noel, you have to watch the podcast. It's so many times we have to sit here and just shake our head when Kevin says something.
Guys,
just
there wouldn't be any viewers if I'm not on this podcast.
That's very true. There would be.
That is true. You're right, Kev. You're right.
Kevin does all the marketing.
You're right.
All right. So TCU versus either ASU or Nevada. I gonna take back my statement from earlier. I think ASU wins against Nevada. 2,
you think they're gonna beat TCU?
I think they could beat TCU because TCU is higher than what they should be. I think a lot of the Big 12 teams are higher than
I think this one depends on who wins that play-in game.
Right. I agree. Nevada, if it's Nevada, then TCU wins.
Yeah, I agree. I have Arizona State winning the play-in and beating TCU.
I think ASU, they played a very good, strong schedule. They had a decent game. They beat Arizona, who we have in the Final Four.
There's no way to do like either or on this, just in case, like, say ASU happens to win.
Well, I don't think
brackets aren't official until the Maryland / West Virginia game tips off. So like they can technically fill out 99% of the bracket and then wait until there's a winner of Arizona State, Nevada.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
You can go back and edit everything after the playing games. So you're good. So I personally think ASU moves on.
Me too.
I would agree with that.
Kevin?
Let's make it 4 for 4.
All right. Gonzaga, Grand Canyon University. Now, I'd like to point out Grand Canyon University has upset teams all over the March Madness. And those Antelopes, I love them. And I don't think Gonzaga is a real deal. I don't think they even move past the round of 32. I don't think so.
Cyrus, are you saying also Grand Canyon?
No,
he wants. He's saying Gonzaga.
Gonzaga, just no.
I think this is my. I was talking brackets before this, also not just but just in general. But this right now, most of the season we haven't seen Gonzaga play. Their best. Obviously, WCC not as a power conference, but like usually they're non-conference. They tend to do well. They were down this year. They're a little down just in general in the WCC, but I think right now they're playing their best basketball. And I feel like usually because the spotlight's on them as a 1 or a 2 seed, and they have Kansas and UCLA. I feel like no one's talking about them, and So
right.
I like Gonzaga for a nice little run.
Kevin?
Yeah, I had the Zags.
All right.
The Grand Canyon continue to send out all your great advertisements.
Yeah, I might do an online program for him. You never know.
Shout out to your
Hell.
online programs. But yeah, it's gonna be Zags on this one.
All right. Northwestern.
We need
Boise
DeVry
State.
University next. In the bracket.
Phoenix. University of Phoenix. Come on. Or Southern New Hampshire University. There you go. Let's go.
I have Boise State.
Boise State. Okay. I like Northwestern just because they played a tough Big Ten. And I think
I think I went Northwestern here, but I was kind of like iffy on
I
that
can
one.
go with either one.
Yeah, I mean, this is another game. I think when they were filling these things out, when they were putting this together, I think they had a bunch of teams that just had to see someplace. I think they just kind of plugged them in. I mean,
coin flip.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Heads Northwestern, tails Boise State.
We're going tails Boise State.
All right, cool.
All right.
UCLA, UNC Asheville.
UCLA.
UCLA. Kansas, Illinois.
Rock Chalk.
Rock Chalk,
Kansas.
Jayhawk.
Chalk. Yeah.
VCU, UConn.
Ooh.
I think this is more of a magical run for VCU. I think this is where UConn.
I can get behind that.
I think this is
Yeah,
where UConn.
I can see that. I can see them
where
getting some more
UConn's
games.
youth shows
Okay.
right here. And I think next year is when you see UConn make a really good power run through the tournament.
I can see that.
VCU.
I'm with that.
Zaga versus ASU.
Zags.
I'm gonna go Zags.
Yeah.
UCLA, Boise State. I think UCLA is gonna.
Bruins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Kansas, VCU. Kansas.
I'm going Rock Chalk.
UCLA, Gonzaga. I think UCLA wins this one.
I have Gonzaga here. I think UCLA has two major injuries that just happened.
I was getting ready to say those injuries they have to those two players is going to be really big, especially.
And one of them is their best defender.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
That's why I actually had Zags there too, for the reason that I think UCLA can get to that Sweet 16, but the minute they get that harder competition, it's going to be hard for them to pass if they don't have their top player. I just
don't think Gonzaga is
Jalen Clark
strong of a program this year.
Here's the deal. I don't think it is either, but I think when you got Tim A in the
he sucks. Don't even start with me on that guy. I hate his guts.
Cyrus with a Tim Tebow type of explanation.
No. That is Tim Tebow level because he is not that good. I do not want to hear that his name come out of anyone's mouth.
You missed what I get ready to say. What I'm going to say is the reason that I'm saying
I'm ready to jump down his throat.
Him being a difference maker is this. Him being a difference maker is this. The guy's been there, and if you slow down the game, not to say that he's better or world beater, but again, when you can go it down and slow the game down, you have other players that can make plays. If he can get in and get you 15 or 20, right? And the rest of the guys can give you another 10, 15, it makes the game a little bit easier. That's all I'm saying. I don't think, again, I'm agreeing with you. I don't think the guy is a world beater. He's like the top. But if he, in college, if you can beat a guy up and UCLA is not going to have all their horses, I mean, a little bit easier.
Well, fine. I'll go with this fucking Gonzaga. I hate this shit. Crap. All right, fine. Kansas, Gonzaga.
Kansas.
Oh, you don't want to go with Tim A?
No, I don't want to go with Tim A.
Oh, yeah. Well, guess what? You had a Tebow moment like Kevin right there. I will still say that one. All right, Kansas. All right. Final four. Here is Arizona versus Duke. And then Kansas versus Texas.
Man, Big 12 rematch in the Final Four. That's crazy.
My God.
Let's start with the Arizona Duke game. Now, take out the fact that you are fans of Duke.
Hey, I've picked Duke to go in the first round multiple times as a fan, so
That's fine because they have lost multiple times in the first round, like my Tar Heels or the Mountaineers. So it happens.
I want to say I want to go with Duke, but I don't think that's going to happen. I honestly think that
I think Arizona wins this one.
I think Arizona's going to go.
I think they're just deeper than Duke is right now.
They're deeper in their more seasoned team.
Yeah.
Just
and they have a season. The coach has been there for a couple of years. He's got the program in a good spot.
Yeah.
You know, Duke is a next year team to make that magical run, I think.
Honestly, there's no shame in that either. I mean,
not at all.
There's no shame in getting to the Final Four and then having that. I mean,
now Duke could pull a UNC and make it all the way to the finals and blow up the whole year, the following year, and not even make the tournament.
Right.
And be the first #1 seed overall to never make the tournament. Stupid UNC. What the fuck? The first team ever to be the #1 seed at the beginning of the year, not to make a tournament.
He's glad.
Kevin, I wish
sorry.
I wish I could just like kick Kevin off.
I mean, aren't you the host technically?
I can. Wait, I gotta see how to do it.
Oh,
I can.
Oh, my.
I won't do that to him though.
Yeah, okay.
He's muted and took himself off camera. So all right. So what are our thoughts? Arizona moving on.
I have Arizona too.
Yeah,
okay. Now rematch of the Big 12 tournament championship game. Kansas, Texas. I think Texas.
I think Texas too.
I think Kansas is too much at times. Jalen Wilson and friends, like, Grady Dick got a cool name, but like,
yeah, they're
he can be really bad sometimes.
Well, you mean the other guy, Mr. GD?
Yeah,
the guy with it.
Grady Dick.
Yeah,
Grady Dick. Yeah, that boy made some good money on those NIL deals, though. I'll give him that.
My friend said he missed a huge chance to go to South Carolina. Grady Dick.
Grady Gamecock. Oh my god. Oh my god, that would have been so funny.
Can you just imagine the interviews? So, Mr. Dick, so how did the Gamecocks?
All right, so we're gonna go with Texas, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So our final right now is Arizona versus Texas.
I'm going hook 'em horns.
Ooh, all right.
You imagine winning the national title? Well,
after
in your home state and after the whole Chris Beard thing, that'd be something.
Oh my god.
No.
Cyrus?
I'm gonna say Arizona.
I have Arizona winning
my
bracket.
Well, technically in my bracket I had UCLA, but you guys all trumped that one. So I'm gonna go Arizona though to win this one. What is our final score?
I went 79-89 Texas, hooking them horns.
Oh, high score.
I'm not going that high. I'm going to go with it's probably going to be a 65.
Yeah, I have like
59.
68, 63, something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a 5-point game.
I say 70-62.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nice.
All right. I like Cyrus's on that one. It still gives you a high score, but still in a decent spot. All right, boys. Our overall winner is Arizona. Wow.
What? Arizona?
Bro, where have you been?
I must have not been listening.
You weren't paying attention to shit. Like you muted yourself. Apparently you didn't want to let us hear anything that you're going to say. You're muted. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Can you unmute, please? Thank you.
I was fixing my bracket. I wasn't listening. You're right.
Yeah, you weren't listening. We all literally were telling you what was happening, and you apparently just.
Yes, sorry.
All right. So, I'm not submitting this bracket because I'm not going to log into my account and make this one.
I already submitted it.
Kevin has submitted it. So,
Nice.
guys, we have our tournament winner in Arizona. Oh boy.
So,
Arizona Wildcats.
Kev, are you doing the ESPN one?
I am doing an ESPN one.
You know, if you win something at the end of that, if you get the whole bracket thing. So what's the winner get?
I have to double check. Hold on, let me go. Arizona. You can either enter your sweepstake for a chance to win a tour of ESPN campus. Sure, we'll enter that one. And then enter for a chance for a $5,000 gift card. We will definitely enter for that one.
Definitely enter both.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I like that 5,000. I think 4 of us can split $5,000 evenly. That'd be nice.
I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
You could buy a lot of jerseys on DHgate with $5,000.
Damn, yo,
my
that
There
is
you go.
so
There you go.
true. Oh my god.
All right.
You'll have to put up a whole shrine then.
Kevin, did we miss anything?
Nope. I'm the only one that missed anything because I totally missed the winner when I was trying to fix my bracket.
That's true. You did.
Honestly, this was a lot of fun. I'm really glad Cyrus and Noel, you guys got a chance to join us.
Yeah.
Such at last notice.
No problem.
No
But
problem.
I had to.
Cyrus took work off for this.
Did you really?
Yeah, don't mention. Don't.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm cool with it.
All right. Kevin, get us out of here.
Is it that time? Beautiful. Outro time, episode, we said 24?
24,
right?
season 2.
24 of season 2. Shout out to our guest, Cyrus Johnson Jr., practically of the 4th member of our team out here. We appreciate you. Noel, we appreciate you for bringing your college expertise. Any social media handles you'd like our people to follow you at?
No, just go play Prize Picks.
All right, yes. Make sure you guys go play Prize Picks as long as you're not in the state of New Jersey, because you're not eligible to go ahead and get it there. But yes, outro time. So number one, thank you guys again for listening and watching. If you're watching the podcast on our YouTube channel, feel free to subscribe. Noel, are you subscribed to our YouTube channel?
Yeah. You told me to do it a long time ago.
Very good. So shout out to you. Our YouTube channel is the Mainly Musings Podcast. Make sure you go ahead and listen to us on our streaming platforms. We are at Apple Podcasts. We are at Spotify. We are at Google Play, and we are at Amazon Play, which is legit. We used to be on Pandora, not on Pandora anymore for whatever reason, but still listen to us. You can go ahead and watch our lovely faces on the YouTube and also on our Instagram pages. If you guys would have saw our Instagram today, I put up an update on some content that's going to be dropping, so make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you follow Merritt at his Instagram at Merritt_P. Follow me at KQuava624. Follow the podcast Instagram at the Mainly Musings Pod. And make sure you guys take care and spike your hair. Peace, y'all.
Peace.